We don't have an intro to this podcast. Maybe we'll have one later.
And we're back. Hello. This is a Film Crew podcast. My name is Quan.
And my name is Gasper.
It is August 15th, 2021, mid August, and it's okay to listen to Feed the World by Band Aid, the song from Daddy's Home 2, but actually it's not from Daddy's Home 2. It's from 1985 with Band Aid and everyone singing about it because of the situation in Africa back then. It's a Christmas song, and John Cena listened to it in Daddy's Home 2 in August, which is okay by me. So that's what I've been listening to. But yeah.
Speaking of John Cena, yeah, the most recent thing I've watched was Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad,
Different
directed
one.
by James Gunn.
Yeah.
And really good movie.
Really?
I think I feel like if DC were to follow this formula that James Gunn has where, just kind of make a movie and don't listen to the studio and
Yeah.
just do it your own way, I think they will have a lot more success than they have had in their previous films.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's because people are listening to producers who don't know what they're doing. They're just throwing money to see how much money they can get back.
Yeah, and it
And
looks like Warner Brothers are just really bad and not, I don't know, not trusting the directors that they hire
yeah,
to make their films. We did see that whole big thing with Zack Snyder and Justice League and his cut versus theatrical cut, and
yeah.
4 hours of a movie. um, it's good. Um, but I know you haven't seen the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's losing money in movie theaters for its second week. I think it's on its second weekend, and it lost like 70% compared to like what it made the first weekend.
That's expected.
And that's just because of HBO Max and
Yeah.
everything. Um,
It's still a pretty big thing going on.
but yeah, really
Nobody's.
good movie.
Yeah.
I there's just so many good scenes in that movie that you guys hopefully some of you guys or all of you guys have seen it, but highly recommend that movie.
Yeah. It's kind of
But go ahead.
it's kind of expected that they're losing movies or money from their second week just because of HBO Max. We saw that again in Disney a couple weeks ago, and as predicted, nobody's talking about it anymore. And Disney stocks are going back up. It never really went down.
Well, that's good to hear. Um, but the Suicide Squad is not our topic for today.
Yeah.
Normally, it would be when it's a big movie like that. But Quan, you have a topic that you want to share and discuss and have our listeners listen to us
Yeah, I
talk
didn't
about
watch the Suicide Squad just because I didn't know it came out yet. I'm not in the realm of DC, so I don't even pay attention to stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah.
but I have noticed like so the big thing I wanted because I was pondering, I guess, as I do whenever I ponder sometimes. That's the thing I do. And I was thinking about time travel and time traveling movies. It's super difficult because you can like time travel is a concept that can, in my opinion, break a movie just because like it can be seen as a cop out or hey the
Right.
butterfly effect of not the dreaming of the butterfly but stepping on a butterfly and your entire world can change. For example, the butterfly effect, the movie with Kelso, and all I remember was Kelso.
Is that Michael Kelso?
Yeah, I have to mention this at first. The rating system's so stupid. You look at the ratings, I think IMDb's at 7.7 for the butterfly effect, 33% for Rotten Tomatoes, and 30%
Oh,
Metacritic. But the Rotten Tomato user score is at I believe right now at 83%.
that
Just,
makes sense.
just
I
goes
agree
to
with that
show.
one.
Yeah. But
I
that's
like that movie.
yeah. That's the butterfly effect is an example of time travel, right? Because he's going back in time to like mess with a his crush, and then I get that's the whole plot, isn't it? Like he messes with a girl because he has a crush on her, and it changes to like the girl like moving out of town or some shit like that, and then it's back and forth. Like he reads like a book from his past, he goes back in time to change it again, and so on and so forth. The whole thing is
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing is centered around the relationship between him and the girl, but the whole, I guess, concept is time travel. And it's done pretty well because it does like one thing you can mess up on is the butterfly effect, but the whole movie is about the butterfly effect of changing the future.
Right.
back to Back to the Future is another type of movie that solely talks. I guess the concept is time travel. It's also done pretty well. Uh, it's I guess a comedy, so I guess they could do whatever the fuck they want. But
Um, I wouldn't. I mean, it has its comedic moments, but it's more like an adventure movie.
yeah,
And yeah, same similar concept. You mess with the past, your future changes.
yeah,
And how does it go? I know the first movie. So the first movie goes back in time, and at the end, he messes up his present.
yeah. He potentially does not exist anymore, and then he fixes it by making his parents cooler. Second movie was he goes to the future, and then future Biff goes to the past, and then he
And
became uh
and it messes up his present time.
again, and then
And then the third one, they go into the Wild West
yeah,
era, and then he's trying to,
bring Doc back.
yeah, but make sure he doesn't mess up his future because one of his ancestors dies or something like that. Or is
The answer, his ancestor is like he's really careful about things like this. Of hey, why are you trying to fight? Why are you trying to do a shootout with or a standoff with ancient Biff just because he called you a chicken? And or no, he didn't call him chicken. He called him Yeller because it's the Wild West.
yeah. But then there's also recently Avengers Endgame, which kind of throws away the whole concept of going to traveling back to your past, doing something different and then causing a different future.
Yeah,
What they're saying is that it breaks off the timeline and creates different timelines,
yeah,
which is also another theory, but I kind of like the Back to the Future and Butterfly Effect
Yeah.
time travel thing, just because like it's a lot more simple.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. The I because all three examples of time travel are pretty good because it deals with the consequences of time travel and it doesn't use it as a crutch to like drive the plot, if that makes any sense. Or hey, plot, we're gonna change this because of plot and use time travel as an excuse. um they deal with the consequences of time travel, including Endgame, which isn't so much as the butterfly effect as it is multiverse. Which, going off topic, Disney Plus has What If coming out, which deals
oh
with the
yeah,
multiverse.
really good first episode.
Really?
Um, yeah, so not gonna give away too much because the trailers have been around for I think almost a year now.
Yeah.
And the first episode is what if Agent Carter takes the super serum
Yeah.
instead of so really good episode. Based off of how it ended, it seems like it's gonna continue off of that episode.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see what they plan on doing with that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm forgetting a super important time traveling movie, but the Terminator series.
Yeah.
So that one is really trying to change the whole future by going to the past and making sure a certain character either dies or
Survive.
lives.
Yeah.
So the first, I don't know, I don't really understand what the whole difference is between the first and second movie.
Yeah.
Because the first movie they send out a Terminator to kill Sarah Connor, who's holding or is pregnant with John Connor, and he's the key to saving the human race in the future.
Yeah.
But in the second movie, they send out another Terminator or a what was it, a T-800,
Yeah.
which is Arnold, to go help them, while there's another Terminator, which is a T-1000, I believe,
Yeah.
that's trying to kill him. And yeah, they made multiple movies. They even made a third movie with the girl Terminator. That was okay.
Yeah.
They made a movie called
Armageddon, I think.
is it Armageddon?
Prometheus.
Prometheus?
Well, here's the thing.
It's hold on. Yeah, go ahead. I'll
Judgment
think
Day.
of the
Judgment Day.
that's the second one.
Oh, okay.
Is it Salvation?
Okay.
I don't know. They made a Six Flags ride out of it,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool at the time.
Here's the
And
thing.
it's been changing.
In my opinion, this is a situation of a movie using time travel correctly, but then eventually, as they're trying to milk more movies out of this franchise, does it poorly, right? Because
Yeah.
I remember a plot. I might be wrong on this, but wasn't there a plot where they actually succeeded in killing John Connor or something like that? And they're like, okay, well, this whole thing happened, but that's kind of fucked because you can't exactly just kill John. Like, everything's focused on John Connor.
Yeah.
John Connor is dead, then Skynet wins. That's like the whole premise. Like, that's the whole point. You can't really go off on that just because, time travel shit happens. It gets super fucking confusing. And they're just like, because you think about, if if the human race would have survived without John Connor, you kind of make like most of the previous movies irrelevant because they kill John
Yeah.
Connor. Okay, someone else is gonna come up. Uh, and if they're gonna want to change things that badly, fuck John Connor. Just fuck him. Just go kill whoever created Skynet or blow it up. Like be a martyr
Yeah.
and fuck your own
But
future up. Like
I mean, yeah, I think it's Genesis or Dark Fate, which has like a half cyborg, half human
yeah,
um comeback. And yeah, it's really weird how they kill John Connor in that one. Now I remember. So Dark Fate is the one that introduces that whole story of John Connor. They find John Connor and Sarah Connor in like an island, just kind of like
yeah,
vacationing, knowing that no one's gonna be able to find them out here, and then uh they do, and they kill them,
yeah,
and then so it's almost like a reboot, I guess, at this point in this movie because they make another girl um like another leader
yeah,
of the human race in the future, and now they're going after her.
yeah,
So like I guess Terminator movies can get rebooted because there's always going to be a human leader going against Skynet,
yeah.
and Skynet in the future doesn't like that, so they keep sending Terminators back in time.
Just
Um
just send the entire army back in time. That's problem solved. Like if you're gonna mess with time travel that badly, or if you're gonna do so that much with time travel, just send the entire army and destroy the human race then, and then kill whoever created Skynet and destroy the universe as you know it. It's one of those things like 1, 2, and 3 I was completely fine with, and as they kept milking more, they're just doing whatever the fuck they want and then not thinking about the consequences of time travel in the plot.
yeah. I really enjoyed Salvation, which was Christian Bale playing John Connor.
Yeah,
And that one was pretty much just in the future, in like that future war between Skynet and the Terminators and the
yeah,
humans. That was pretty cool. So I would say I would agree with you. One, two, and three are good, but I'll include four as well, just
yeah,
because it's a little different. And I think in the other three movies, I want to say we're all curious about what war or how the war is happening, and I
yeah,
think Salvation really helps a lot with that.
yeah,
That's kind of like what Star Wars did, like with the whole Clone Wars thing,
yeah.
and they made like 8 seasons out of it just to satisfy the fans
Yeah,
because
I don't know why they didn't do
one
just that. They just should have.
one they should do that. That would be
Yeah,
pretty cool, like a whole like mini series, I think, at this point about the whole war between Terminators and stuff. They even made a ride out of it at
yeah.
Universal.
To
So
to if the Terminator producers and whoever is are listening to this, fuck time travel. You've done it with 1, 2, and 3. That was fucking good. I don't.
and not only with one, two, and three, but
Yeah,
they also did five and six now with
yeah.
time traveling. So
Just make the fucking war. Make 8 seasons of Terminator in the future present. I'm sure people will be happy with that. Right? There's enough like support to see the
I would say
war.
Terminator has a big fan base. I would say it's on par with like Alien and Predator.
Yeah.
I would say that it's really strong fan base. But speaking of time traveling wars, I think there's a movie with Chris Pratt. I think it was an
Uh,
Amazon Prime
Tomorrow
exclusive,
War.
The Tomorrow War. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of like what we're talking about. but that's coming from present time, shooting into the future. So, I guess it's a little different.
It was another one with Tom Cruise. I think
Is it Edge of Tomorrow?
is it he dies and then he goes back to being a fucking journalist or some shit, and then he does it
Yeah, and they
all over
keep.
again.
Yeah, I think it's with Emily Blunt, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's The Edge of Tomorrow.
But I guess that doesn't really count because that the ending was super weird for me. I was like, what? Big alien? What?
Um, if you guys are watching us on YouTube right now, leave a comment down below and let us know what's your favorite time traveling movie and maybe why. And maybe next week we'll talk about it.
And oh, you know what else is a pretty good time traveling movie? Which is time traveling done right, but isn't about time traveling specifically, is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The Time Turner, right? That's
You're right. Yeah.
that's an example of a movie or book that isn't about time traveling but focus on time travel and they do it right. Simple premise, here's a time turner, don't mess with anyone because it might rip you apart.
Yeah.
Complete, yeah. And then also, that was explained in the book and the movie, but J.K. Rowling in an interview kind of like talks about, hey, they couldn't use a time turner to go all the way back to Tom Riddle
I
because
think yeah, I think I asked you the same question like why couldn't they just go back in time and, do what they had to do? But
yeah.
I think it's on one of our Harry I want to say it's on our book adaptation episode,
Oh really?
maybe. But yeah, go ahead.
It's
I like hearing
they
this
get
whole theory J.K. Rowling has about her own story.
it's not a theory. Are you okay? Because they have like if you're a big old Potterhead, I don't know why I said big old Potterhead. If you're a Potterhead, you'll know about like if you're like extensively into the lore. They the Department of Mysteries, I believe, they study four things. It's death, love, time travel, and another dumb shit. And they're saying that people have tried to go way back in the past using the time turner and they get literally destroyed by like the time space continuum or whatever it is, and that's why they couldn't just go back to the past, back to the future. They can't just go way back into the past to kill Voldemort because it'll literally destroy everything. And the
But
reason,
here's my oh, go
yeah.
ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say there's a reason why I talk about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and the concept of time turner because they completely fucked it up and the cursed child because they do exactly that.
Yeah. Um I mean, do they explain in the book when they kind of first thought about time traveling and what was the first time traveling experience? Because if it's been around for a while, why couldn't they just, as soon as they knew about Voldemort, go back in time and take him out?
Well, they don't talk about it in the book because the first time, actually, the only time they talk about time travel is going back to study and save Sirius. I can
Mm.
assume by Voldemort's time, they already fucking knew about the shredded fucking thing that happens to people in the fucking space time continuum and whatever it is.
Did you also say that there's a thing about time traveling too many times? Or is that just me thinking? Because doesn't The one who holds that necklace thing, isn't it Hermione?
Yeah,
And isn't she like time traveling like almost
every
every
day.
day?
Yeah, she's technically speaking, I think she might be like half a year older just because she goes back in time a couple hours and then continues on with her life. And she does it a
Yeah,
bunch of times.
yeah. So I guess that doesn't.
Yeah. So technically speaking, Hermione's probably a year older than Ron, which isn't that bad of a thing. It's she's older now.
What happens to that necklace?
In the Cursed Child, they're talking about how they destroyed all of the time turners because they're like, yeah, we don't, nobody really needs it. But I guess the new kids, Scorpio and Albus Severus, find a time turner in one of the offices, like I think in the Ministry of Magic's, like Hermione's office. They find a time turner, and they went back in time a billion years because they wanted to not bring back Voldemort, but because Voldemort's daughter wanted to bring back Voldemort, and so they found it. Just so happened
Hmm.
to find one.
So it probably was hers
Yeah,
from Prisoner of Azkaban.
I can assume she turned it in. I just don't know where the time turner came from because they say they destroyed everything, but
Yeah. Is there any other movie that deals with time travel that's not? Oh, Deadpool 2.
oh
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I guess that
okay,
it's kind of
yeah,
heavy on the time traveling because of Cable.
yeah.
Uh,
But that also, I guess, it doesn't break Marvel's thing of the multiverse. Marvel gets a free pass just because of the multiverse, and now they can make even more money.
which DC's already trying to do.
Yeah,
What I think DC's already kind of doing that.
DC's been doing that because they have the whole Dark Batman like thing.
Yeah,
It's super intricate, and the whole universe is monitored by one omnipotent being or some shit that just watches because the Dark Batman is like one giant series or one giant issue of people like, what if Batman actually liked to kill, or what if Batman dies and Robin gets scarred for life and becomes Dark Batman and
right. Yeah.
things like that. So DC's been doing that. That's the only thing I know about DC is that they have a multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I know we're missing a big movie that has to do with time travel, and I don't want to make any of our listeners mad, but I can't think of anything.
Yeah. I guess the point is time travel is like soup. If somebody's writing a script or a story about time travel, be very careful because you can easily. That's a useful tool, but I feel like you can easily just drag the plot along and do like stupid things like exposition, or not that exposition is stupid, but like things like Deus Ex Machina, just by saying, oh well, this character survives because of time travel, and that'd be kind of not very in depth. I don't know what I'm talking about. That was me rambling. The point is, you can fuck up time travel.
Whether it's messing up your own future or creating different timelines or
Yeah.
yeah. What's your favorite before we go? Because I think we're about done with this. Um, what's your favorite uh time traveling movie?
Back to the Future.
Back to the
Yeah.
Future. All right. I think we're on the same boat on that one.
Yeah.
One, two, or three.
Ooh. Two, because here's the thing. It's either two or three. Three because of the Wild West. Two because they have different like timelines.
Yeah.
Uh Honestly, I think they have a potential if they just use the multiverse. Uh they have a potential like whole franchise of just Back to the Future, but unfortunately Doc Brown did kind of just say, hey, you erased all the stuff that happened, so the future is what you make of it.
Right.
So no multiverse in that universe confirmed.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. I do enjoy the second one a lot.
Yeah.
Um but I do like all three films.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Not saying one is bad, but one has one or technically two time traveling scenes. It's more of the fact that Marty's trying to fix everything.
Yeah. I watch one a lot because my girlfriend actually that's probably her favorite one.
Yeah.
And I feel like one and two have to be watched to get the full story.
Yeah.
And then three is just kind of like milking it at that point.
Yeah.
Because the story's it's a little different, but it's still it's still good. It still kind of goes well with the other two, but I think one and two are really like strong together.
Yeah.
Kind of like The Godfather, how one and two
Oh yeah,
are
yeah.
just like peak, and then the third one just starts to drop, and
Yeah.
probably the least favorite out of everyone's list.
But
Um, but yeah, I think
yeah.
I think we're good.
Okay, well that's about it for the podcast. As always, Gaspar underscore the underscore creature, Dury Quan and Quan is Gaming. We have an Instagram, and you can find us in literally any podcast thing ever. And yeah,
And
don't follow us on Twitter. Don't follow us because we're not gonna post shit on
then
there.
speaking about gaming, I'm about to go jump on some games right now.
Damn, what time is it right now? We are recording this at 9:58.
Got a solid hour.
Yeah.
So if you guys like playing Call of Duty on Warzone, I'm there. I don't know my gamer tag right now, but it's something.
Yeah. Not something, but it's something.
Yeah, that's a good question now. I might have changed it to creatures. Yeah, creature 0226.
Yeah.
If you guys like playing Warzone, I'm gonna be jumping back on it, and the content will be coming soon.
Yes.
So once again, we're the Film Crew Podcast. I'm Gasper, and
I'm not, and we will see you all next time.
We also don't have an outro either. We'll probably have one soon.